Hi, it's Talia from Talia Does Project Life, which is probably should consider changing the name because I haven't done Project Life in well over a year. But I have been doing tons of art journaling and I'm nowhere near finished my books. I have 2 books and they're both about halfway through. So I thought that I would just share with you what I've done so far as a bit of a flip through, and then you can let me know if you like the art journaling stuff and I could possibly do some process videos or some more flip throughs. So flip throughs, let me know. So let's start with this journal. Obviously I keep these in like pristine condition, obviously. So starting here, this is a watercolor picture experimenting with some flowers and leaves that I had seen people do on Instagram. Pretty much I just see what other people have done and then I try to like copy it myself. This was used trying to color some texture paste. This one is like a night sort of scene. I love doing night scenes with you know, sparkles. This one I'll pull out for you is a big one. I'd made this heart out of scraps of paper and I wanted to sort of make something interesting with it, and I'm really happy with all of this, how it came out. It sort of really looks like it's exploding out of the heart but is beautiful and whimsical like I'd hoped, so really happy with that. This page I love looking at it now, but I remember when I did it I was like I'm not so happy with that. But this is probably one of, so I must have done this page like a year and a half ago, maybe even longer. That's when I started this book, so ages ago. Sort of like the middle of 2016. No, the middle of 2015. Oh no, I don't know, maybe, oh my goodness, I have no idea. Anyway, so I did this and I'm loving this style now. This is definitely like what my style has moving more into, or the style that I'm appreciating more. So this, when I did it I wasn't so happy, but I love it now. This one I did with a bit of journaling, and I really like writing like a proper amount of journaling on the page. I think that might be a project I could try to work on. Love this texture paste, and obviously this beautiful design is perfect for you know, a bit of gold. I love this. This is my favorite color, my favorite little color way, so yes, love that. And here, this one didn't end up anywhere near what I planned. I had no idea what really happened to make the colors so muted, but that is what happened. This one I wanted to experiment. This must mean when my husband was away in Austria, so that's why I have that bit of map. But I want to experiment with maps, but my paint was too thick. That's definitely a problem that I can see now looking back on these older journals over and over again, is that just my paint is way too thick and using too much of it basically. This is my first time doing like a droopy thing, which I really enjoyed. Don't really like that. This was a page about being pregnant and about, you know, that beautiful intuition that women have, particularly, well, for myself I find it heightened in pregnancy, so wanted to write about that. I love doing these like galaxy type pages. Maybe this was all last year, 2016. And this one with a few different colors, I love that also. Definitely using the heat gun with these helps to get all these like beautiful layers more. I kind of like this. This was one that I had sort of planned and it looked awful, but I still liked the idea of it, which was the boxes, and I really love how it turned out, just putting the black gesso over the top, and then I used a white ink pad for this stamp and a white pencil-y thing that I had for that. This one I'll turn around for you. So a lot of these are based on prompts when I was subscribed to the Get Messy thing, which I love. It's just out of my price range, this particular year while we do some hardcore saving for a house and whatnot. But I really love this as a sort of self-portrait. Don't consider myself very good at drawing people, but it was a good experiment. I really love this page, though it was a bitch to do all of these words. So I think I was writing down words that sort of represented me right now. But I do really like, so this is just texture paste, and I really like how it's sort of transparent in bits and thicker, like that's just thick and thin. Like, I don't know, just really like it. It's really weird and different, I think. But I love this messy sort of look. This page I love. Obviously I have lots of pages that I'm just creating things that I think look beautiful rather than being particularly meaningful. Like probably could have put like white paint with this texture paste to make it a bit brighter, but on the other hand I think it looks pretty nice like that. This is a really beautiful Dear Lizzie stencil. Oh, this is one I never finished. Shabbat Shalom. Could go back and finish that one. That was a good concept. I again was playing with oh, I know what this one was. This is when my son was like, I don't know what you'd say, like sort of prophesying over these baby children in the womb, if they were boys or girls. People would ask him, is my baby a boy or a girl, and he'd put his hand on their tummy and he would tell them if it was a boy or a girl, and he was always right. So I wrote this about, this is sort of meant to be a picture of him, like once it's finished, and talking about how he has to like speak love. When you are hearing from Hashem so much, you need to be careful that the things you're saying are with love. Really love this page. Love using collage bits of things I've painted. That makes sense. I know that Essie does this a lot, and I love when she does that particularly. I'm not sure if this was particularly inspired by her, considering I did it so long ago, but most probably was, because I've been watching her things for ages. This is song lyrics. Love this song, and once I'd done this page it was stuck in my head for literally weeks. Again, this is that similar style, but I really used paints that were too dark for my you know, for my style, for what I really liked. But I like that collage and painting look. These are ones I did for the fall feasts, which are Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur and Sukkot. So I did you know, these were just inspired by those fall colors, that sort of stuff. This is a I had a go at this thing, whatever it's called, that Julie Faifan Bolzer does, and she's told me what it is, and she says it every time, but I've just forgotten right now. I might find it out and write it underneath if I end up editing this video. This was just an experiment with that sort of whimsical thing. I quite like this page, just the gold and then I guess like a self-portrait. Wouldn't it be so nice to just sleep so peacefully? Maybe this is when Ahava was a baby, so I was not sleeping peacefully, and still am not. This is like a collage self-portrait, which I really like. It's sort of I had to let go in doing this, that because I wanted to use things that I had and collage bits, I had to make, you know, like let things not be perfect, which was difficult for me. I don't consider myself to be I don't consider myself to be a perfectionist, but turned out I probably am. So that was difficult, but I quite like this page. Looking back at it, I think, oh yeah, I can see that being representative. This was for the Parsha that I was reading that week, which oh, must not have been that week. Oh, could have been. And I just did it back in the journal page. I don't always do things in order. Parashat Noach, where, you know, God sends the rainbow to promise he'll never flood the earth again for our sin, which, yeah, so that was just sort of representative of that. I really like how sort of watercolory that is, and I think that is just watercolor on gessoed paper. This was a scrapbooking paper I have. I think it's an Amy Tan one, and then I just watercolored over the leaves, which I really liked. And Hag Sameach is you know, a greeting we use during the well, any holiday, I guess. Means just like good festival, or, you know, happy festival, that sort of thing. Anyway, I did this much later, but I had sort of planned it, and then I didn't do any art journaling for a while. How awesome is this page? This video is already 10 minutes long, so I'll quickly go through the rest, and I'll do the other video on a different one. This is a we have a moon app on my phone, on Luke's phone, that shows you what the moon looks like. So I took a screenshot of that and then printed it out just on paper and stuck that in. But how awesome does it look? Because it's like a real picture of the moon, and there, I just like love the moon things. This was using a printable thing that I bought from Wilna Furstenberg, and did some watercolor. Just tried to watch a couple of her videos and then make something not necessarily the same as hers, but using that sort of style. And this looks so this okay, so I did this for Tu B'Shvat, which is another holiday. It is the new year for the trees, and it's when we start counting like the new, like for a year's worth of fruit, for when you have first fruit offerings or stuff like this. It's you know, particularly relevant in sort of like biblical times when there was a temple, but yeah, it's still good to celebrate now, and it's something that I'm just learning more about. So I did on one side a tree, and on the other side I did the menorah representing like as a tree sort of thing. So I love these little bits of tissue paper stuck down, and this was like I used bubble wrap like printing on here, and also did like sort of like jelly printing, but I don't have a jelly plate, so I used a piece of glass, and it has a nice look, but it's not, I really want a jelly paper. This one I quite like. It looks like it could be meaningful, but it's really not. It's just some cool paper that I was given, which I may have even painted over or not painted over. Some words. Yeah, this is a page I did. This is the Queen and the Prince, and on their wedding day, and so I did a page. I don't know, I just want to include it because I am a bit of a monarchist, I guess, and I just, you know, the style of the painting isn't in any way reflective of the photo. Actually, probably something a bit more formal would have been better, but I kind of like that juxtaposition. This one has lots of seep through from the previous page, so that's gone. It looks like this one has bits on it from the other page. Wow, this is really not in order. These ones were much later. I like this, just circles. If I'm really stuck and I need to want to get my creative juices flowing, I usually just do this exact artwork with a different colorway. Experimenting with flowers. I see people make beautiful flowers and I just think mine are so crap. But anyway, this is cool, right? I quite like this. I guess it's sort of like a sea and whatever. Oops. This is a page I did experimenting a bit more with portraits. I quite like to, I think I'm probably not that bad at it. Let me know. I don't feel like that's a terrible sort of portrait. I'm terrified to like do any details on it because that would possibly ruin it. I used a whole bunch of old thickers, put them on, and just smushed a bit of white paint over the top to lift it a little bit. This page is probably unfinished. I was trying to use this theory of like working on multiple pages at the same time, just to get different variations using the same materials and paints. So that's that one. Wow, we're nearly at 15 minutes, so definitely we'll leave it there. That's this art journal so far, which I really love. Let me know what you think in the comments. Definitely give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let me know if you'd like me to do anything more with art journaling or more flip throughs. Thanks.